Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for attending tonight's short presentation on the new WebTrader, Commodity Broking Services WebTrader 2.5. Tonight we're just going to be going through the basic changes and what the upgrades are, and then we'll spend a few minutes answering any questions, and following that we'll go through some things that we're going to be going through in the future. Down all the rest of this year and early next year. Okay, so what we have here, I've just logged on to our simulation account for WebTrader, and the link to that is webtrader-cbs.com/SIM, and I'm going to put in our demo ID, which is 483, and we'll put in the password there. We're going to log in. And once we proceed to log in, we should start to see the new system. So we'll let it load up. And there we go. Got a couple of confirmations that have appeared. And what we're going to do is I'm actually going to start with a fresh or a blank screen. And what we'll do is we're just going to remove the views, so we can see the new changes first and foremost. Okay. So we're going to bring in a new view, and we're going to build from here. And tonight we're going to basically talk about four main areas. If you attended last night's presentation on the Falcon Trader, it's very similar. We're going to talk about the new ribbon menu, the new open position modules, the account toolbar, and the new platform and product icons. So first and foremost, we're just going to double click on this to change the name, and we'll call it CBS Web 2.5 Demo, and we'll leave it at that. And we're going to bring up the ribbon menu. To do so, if it's not already up, is to actually click the box itself. And the ribbon toolbar is replacing the old or the conventional menu. It'll make the user, yourselves, much easier to navigate with the different modules, and because they're large and descriptive, easier to understand what each one actually is. So the ribbon menus collect similar menu items and pulls them together as illustrated on the images, the different trade tickets collapsed under each other. There are one menu items and order tickets under another item. So for this example, we have the trade modules, and at the present time we have Forex trade, Forex options trade, and CFD trades. Stock trade and future trades are being looked at the moment, but that'll be released at a later date. And so for the short term, we only have the three trade menus. For orders, we have Forex orders, CFD orders, stock orders, and future orders. And again, you can select the one that you would like, and it'll bring up the box. Same thing with the trade module. Okay, you select that, and it's going to bring up the trade window for each one. What we'll do is we'll just minimize them for the moment. The prices and trade basically goes through the prices and trade window as normal, as a standard window. If you're a user of the WebTrader, you will understand the prices and trade board. Nothing has changed with the functionality of the trade board. And there is the trade board as well. We can bring that in, and we can add instruments in here. So for those guys looking at trading stocks, we can put in some equities in there. Okay, so that's the trade board. Currency traders, Forex traders. Okay, you can easily put in your Forex boards. Put in some futures as well. Okay, so this is the trade board where we want to go at market. Whereas the prices and trade, if I just minimize the trade board, I've just put in a new tab. If I just I'll just close that for the time being, but for the prices and trade, we put in those same products. Okay, we've still got the same functionality that we're all accustomed to. All right, so that's the prices and trade board. The new open positions is exactly that. It's the new open positions window, which we'll discuss briefly. Open orders, the new function, or the button here, brings up all the open orders that we're currently working, and it shows what the instruments are, the account numbers, if you have multiple accounts, what type of order is it, whether we're buying or selling, the amounts, price, what the current distance to market is, what the margin requirements are, all that's been shown. So just a little bit more information there, and you can actually change the settings with the columns. Okay, if you don't want to have particular columns showing, for example, margin requirement, you can remove that, click OK, and it'll disappear. Alright, so moving on, we now have the trade blotter. The trade blotter is what we're going for the last 7 days. It'll show what trades have been traded in the last 7 days on this particular account, and it's a good record. If you haven't got a chance and you want to see what price you've been filled at, or where you were closed out on, the trade blotter is very handy for that. The account margin function, we'll briefly describe that a little bit later on, but if I select that, it brings up a ribbon down the bottom of the screen, and it will show you the cash balance, your account value, your margin available, and what your margin utilization actually is. Alright, so we can select that, and if you select on the little information boxes, it just gives you a little bit more information as well. So unrealized, margin, profit and loss, cost to close, transactions not booked, etc. With available for margin information box, it will also show you other collateral, what's not available as margin, what's used for margin, net exposure, and net exposure coverage. If you don't wish to see this window, if you go to the right hand side, just select the X and it will disappear, as you can see there. The quick charts, streaming news, chat and price alerts haven't changed in terms of what their functionality are, but we've just made them a bigger in bigger format on the ribbon, so the icons are a lot larger. We're now going to go and discuss what the new open position is. Okay, so we'll expand that out. And what we have here, the new position module replaces a static web module. Users can now interact with the module in a much better fashion and easier manage positions and related orders. The new module also allows the user to quickly place related orders and rearrange the columns to create the desired view. And what we're going to do here is we can see we're currently working the following, we've currently got these open positions in the Euro US, Pound US, Silver and Gold. At present we can see what strategy we're playing, the status, are we long and short, the amount we've traded, or that's currently open, our open price that we've executed at, what the current market is for closing. Now the closing price is the midpoint, okay, where we have our stop loss and our take profit. If you see the colors, we have a red for stop and green for take profit. What this suggests is that your current stop loss is closer to getting executed than your take profit from the current market price. As you can see that it's decreasing or increasing, so the further it goes to being full, the closer you're going to be stopped out, and if it was green and on the limit, the further you would be to getting taken out on your take profit. We also show the P&L, and the P&L in this case in US dollars. The market value column is if I had equity in the account. If I select a particular item and I select close position at the bottom of the window, it will bring up a trade window to close the position. Okay, I will enable the trading. I'll then sell that. Okay, trade and order confirmation that I've sold, and at the same time it also cancels my related orders. Click close, and that position's now squared. I've realized a loss of $235 US, and it also gives you the formulation. It did actually bring that up, but I'll get that. We'll go through that a little bit later on. It also breaks it up into the relevant instruments that we've traded. So we've got Forex and CFDs. If I was to bring on a new stock, we've got the London market open, so I might put in some stocks there. We're just going to buy 100. We'll just take that back a step. We'll buy at market, place the order. Yep, we just want to place the order here. So we've put an order on and close that. We'll just refresh the page. Okay, nothing's been set just yet, so actually that market's not open on the simulation account anyway. So we'll just bring in open orders and we'll just check that it's, yeah, okay, that's why it hasn't been set. We'll close that down. We might put on some futures. I'll put on a crude oil contract. We'll buy 2 at market. We'll place that order. Yep, so there we go. Now what we have here is that we've now placed a order on crude oil for December this year. We've got our expiry date. We're currently open and long, 2 lots at an open price of 98.66. Now the current market or the closing rate is the midpoint, so it can be an unreliable price, and we're delayed by 10 minutes on the simulation account here, so we'll just take that into effect. What we also have is the ability to place a stop order, so if I select that, and for those who are familiar with using the system prior to this release, you may find that it's now changed, and instead of putting a normal stop, you can either select price or percentage, and you can place in a percentage stop from the current price. So if we take 2.5% stop, and we look at, we're just bringing the calculator, 98.66 times by 0.02 minus just delete that, sorry, 98.52 times 2 minus. Okay, so we're roughly 2% from the current price. Okay, place the order. We're going to work a 2% stop loss. Order placed. We will close that position, and we can see here that that stop is currently working as a 2% stop loss. Limit order, we can do the same thing. Okay, we can put in a price, and this time we might put in at 3.5%. And we'll place that order as well. So the new open positions allows you to see your open position. If you haven't got any working orders against those positions, you're allowed to place those orders, and if you need to close the position quickly, you can also do so. For example, our gold position here, I'm going to click close, brings up the little close position window, enable the trading, and close the position. Okay, there's my order confirmation, and my take profit and stop loss are also removed because I had some working orders against them. we will close that and we'll move on to the next window. If you have any questions, please feel free to type away and we'll go from there. So we'll just, before we do that, we'll just summarize what the new Open Positions is. The new Open Positions module is a native module written specifically for WebTrader that will enable users to open the closed position dialogues by clicking on the price in the closed column, add stop or limit orders by clicking the stop or limit columns, as we did that example with the crude oil, visualize distance stop limit levels by a progress bar, and we saw that before. If I was to change this limit order, okay, and let's bring it down closer to the market, so the midpoint. So we'll put in at 1.5790, place the order. Okay, we can see that the bar has gone more green. Okay, so that suggests that the distance, the visualization of that distance of a take profit progress bar is almost 100%, and that will be executed once it's 100%. With that position we've squared out, there's actually the Euro US, the gold position, and also the Wall Street 30. We can actually remove that, we can hide them, and all we need to do is go to the left hand side, select show squared and closed positions, and that will remove, and that'll just show you the current open positions. Okay, and we can also rearrange and sort the columns. To produce more columns, you just hit the spanner on the top right hand corner and then select the options you would like to have, or remove the ones that you don't wish to see. So for example, market value, you can remove that, click OK, and it'll disappear. Just tidying things up. Okay, the account toolbar, which we briefly mentioned before, and you can click by hitting the account and margin at the top of the ribbon. The client can use or choose to make the account summary toolbar as part of the workspace by clicking that, and it'll appear on the bottom part of the window. This will always be there to update the overview of the account performance. You can also expand the different values to see the detailed calculations behind those values. As mentioned before, for account value, you select on the little information box. It'll bring up a little bit more information here. We can see that the crude oil cost us about just under 15 US dollars, or Australian dollars I should say, to execute that trade, and the cash balance is showing a 164,000. We also have margin available as well, and a detailed product here. We can see used for margin is 34,100. What's available for margin, our net exposure, etc. And as I close or orders are hit, our marginalization and our account will update. We'll now move on to some of the new icons if you haven't already seen them, and to do this we'll just bring in a new window. So the new and more modern and descriptive icons for both instruments and modules will be introduced across the three programs, that being the WebTrader, the Falcon Trader, and the Mobile Trader. The colouring will remain for Forex. Okay, in this case we've got red. We have a red and orange for Forex options, purple for CFD trade. For futures and equities, it'll be green for equities and a light blue for futures. Okay, and we can see that just here. So what we need to do, if there's any questions, we'll just see if there are some questions. Currently no questions at the moment, so we'll continue on. So apart from the ribbon and the order type screen changing slightly, the functionality of the WebTrader is pretty much as it was. So you know, if I select trade modules, they're going to open up in the same similar area, Forex options, and you can still minimize them. You can still stack them. If you need to put in charts, you can do so. We can put in a new chart. I'm on Firefox, so at this presentation, so my charts will not work 100%. So, but if you're an Internet Explorer, they will. We are looking into that. I think Firefox have got a good program out, and we'd like to see, and our IT department are working on getting Firefox more in line with our programs as well. If I bring up the quick charts, that's going to come up. We'll put in AUD USD. It's come off quite a bit this afternoon, and we can see here, this is on the 30-minute. We can still change it to hourly and those type of programs. We can go yearly as well. There we are. So we can see that it had actually come under a bit of pressure today. Did break below 101 this afternoon. Streaming news, similar. It hasn't changed. The layout's still there. We can still click on them and it'll bring up the information that we want to read. Okay, so that's all still a part and parcel of the program. The chat facility, you can still talk to us. The demo system, you're going to get an automated message, but on the live account, you can actually chat away to us, and we will answer your response. If you want to pick up the phone, you can give us a call on 1300 660 734, and we can also take over, have a chat to you there. Okay, no questions. It sort of brings us to the basic part of my presentation today. We're just going through the new ribbon and how it looks. It's a little bit more simpler than what happened on the Falcon Trader. What I can tell you that we're looking at putting future options on in the near future. They will be, it's something that has been rolled out on a beta test level, and over the next month and a half or so we'll be releasing that out to all clients, and it's a really good outcome. And especially considering the way the markets have been, options have been a really good part of our risk management, and I can't wait to see the future options on the program. That will lead into the future on top of that equity options, but unfortunately I can't give it a specific time frame for that just yet. So if there are no questions, what we'll do is we'll leave it here. The presentation has been recorded. I will play it back just to see if it has been successful. We had a few hiccups last night on the recording, and I have put that on the website as well, and actually I'll show you where we have that. If we go on to the commodity broking website, okay, for Internet Explorer users, I will run through a short something that we have to do there, but if you go on to, if you're using Firefox, you just select Education. On the left-hand side, you have Webinar Program. Select that, and in the second sentence to previous versions, click on the click here, and you'll see the Falcon Trader 2.5 demonstration. All you need to do is play it, right-click, zoom, and 100%, or full screen. There we go, and it'll bring up the full screen of the program once it's finished buffering. With the Internet Explorer, if you've upgraded to the new version and you aren't able to play or press play, you will need to download the Windows Media Player plugin from Microsoft. Once you've done that, you will be able to play it and see it on full screen. I had that issue there yesterday, so that's been now rectified. Okay, no questions. Look, please go ahead and use the new systems. They are quite good. If you have any questions, give us a call on 1300 660 734, or drop us an email at cbsinfo@commoditybroking.com.au. All the best, and look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.